everyone, my name is Jacqueline. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about how I turned my $8,000 investment on Thumbtack into $200,000 and a successful business, and I've also gained geographical and financial independence from doing so. For those of you who don't know, Thumbtack is a really great source on the web that allows you to both find services you're in need of and post your own services and bid on different jobs for hire. All sorts of professionals can use Thumbtack to find new clients. Whether you're a masseuse, a hairstylist, a videographer, or a web designer, you can find new clients on Thumbtack pretty easily. What you'll see when you first go to thumbtack.com on your browser. This is their home page, and if you scroll down, you'll see all of the services they offer, at least some of them, and they're very extensive. So anything from massage therapy to bounce house and party inflations, leaf cleanup, furniture assembly, interior design, etc. So not only does this mean that you can find a lot of great services on Thumbtack, but you can also offer a huge diversity of services on Thumbtack. So even if you've never thought about freelancing or making money for yourself through an online platform like this, it's definitely a great tool for anyone to use to get their feet wet. And I'm sure there's some service that you can offer on Thumbtack. So once you create an account, you'll see your name pop up in the corner here, and you'll click on Profile. I'll take you to my profile over here. I'll go through how to craft a great profile. First of all, it's very important to have a profile picture associated with your account. A lot of Thumbtack professionals do not have pictures, and it puts them at a disadvantage because people want to see who you are and they want to feel like they can personally connect with you, especially since they're meeting you on the internet. It fosters a lot more trust and a lot more personalization and certainty that you'll be able to provide them what they need. You're not a scammer. You're not some random person on the internet. You're a face to them that they can remember and come back to. Here next to the picture is your name or the name of the company. So I have CDEX here because that's the name of my digital agency. But when I first started using Thumbtack, the name was Jacqueline Basulto. You can start out with just your name. So if you scroll down here, I have my phone number really easily accessible so that someone can pick up the phone and call me. My website is here if you have one. My address is here, so I just have New York, New York, which is pretty general because most of my work is remote. Year founded, number of employees, and then you can add a professional license if you have one. So if you're a masseuse who has a professional certification to do a specific type of therapy, those kinds of licenses would go in that section. And then you also can have Thumbtack do a background check on you. It's completely free, and I recommend doing it because, again, it adds to your trustability on the internet. Okay, so if you scroll down, you'll see that you can add photos and videos to your portfolio here, and that is a great tool as well because a lot of people don't utilize this to the fullest. So in web design, a lot of people are worried about having sites that work both on desktop and mobile. So I decided to create this sort of framing and put different websites that I've done in it. So I created this on Canva, and it's something that you can do for free on Canva. I'll link to a great article that Justin just wrote about different free resources that we use on the internet to grow our business. And Canva is definitely one of them that we use really often. And so I encourage you to also show a lot of diversity in your portfolio, no matter what your service is. If you see here, I have a baby clothing store website, a wedding planner website, an app website, a social club, a coffee shop, a dentist, and a construction office. And this really shows my wide range of experience, and it helps acquiesce people's fears that I won't be able to think about their industry in a really positive and effective way. So if you scroll past the portfolio, you will see the About section, and there are a bunch of questions that Thumbtack asks you. I think be thoughtful about these questions when you're responding. Definitely respond to them, but don't, because you don't want your profile to look empty, but don't go over the top with the questions. I don't think many people read them, honestly. If you see here, once you start getting clients on Thumbtack, you can ask them for reviews. I've had a lot of really nice reviews that I'm super grateful for, but I would also say that all of my experiences with clients haven't been entirely positive. Usually they are positive, and those people who feel really positively about their experiences are more than willing to share that on my Thumbtack profile, even without me asking. You can also ask people offline to give you reviews. If you've done a specific service before, but you don't have anyone hiring you on Thumbtack yet, you can get someone from off of Thumbtack to give you a review and speak to how great you are. Let's say your profile is ready to go. What's next? So click over to services, and you'll see the different services that I offer on my Thumbtack profile. So I have here web design, web development, digital marketing, email marketing, logo design, and a few more. If I want to add a service, I can click on add, and you can find a service you provide. So let's say appliance repair, and then you can edit your travel preferences, where you want to work in that specific area. So if it's something that you can do on the internet, you can put anywhere or remote. And then job preferences. So depending at the job that you're looking at, you'll have different preferences populate here. So here it says, which appliances do you work with, which appliance brand, and that's pretty self-explanatory. You would edit that. So you have all of your services set up here. You can go over to your inbox. Your inbox is where you'll start to see all of the different opportunities populate for the services that you said you offer. So I put that I offer app development and web design. So you'll see here, I'm getting job requests for app development and web design and development. So if I click on this is a real-time example of a Thumbtack request. So Thumbtack requests aren't traditional jobs. They're either jobs from people or from companies that are looking to hire a freelancer or an extra hand, or in some cases, a digital agency. They often don't require being in one place or working in the same physical location as a specific person or company. So you'll see here the person who's requesting a job is named Christopher. He lives in Nesbitt, Mississippi, and you'll see that it will be $15 for me to send a quote, $15.03. So Thumbtack can be a little bit pricey in terms of quoting depending on what service you're offering. So if you're offering a service that's at a lower price point, usually the quote will be around $5. But for something like web design or development, it ranges from $15 to $35. Although this seems like a big upfront cost, it's definitely worthwhile, because if I spend $250 acquiring a customer who wants a huge website that's multiple thousands of dollars, the acquisition fee that I'm paying is actually not so bad. And then that person will start to refer me to their friends, and that's how you really start to build a business. So when you're looking for your initial clients, it's really important to take this financial investment and to be willing to put the money out. And if we go back to the request, we'll see that he's looking for an iPhone iOS app for a business, and that he wants to develop it for commercial success. So that's not that much information, but what you would do is select a template, and we'll go through templates next. So I have a template for different services that I offer, and his name will populate. So it'll say, "Hi, Christopher," and then my template here will be there, and I'll press send. So it's important to note that only 5 pros can contact a person per job. So only 5 people would be able to contact Christopher, and then he'd have those 5 people to choose from. So whenever you're applying to a Thumbtack position, you're in competition with up to 4 other pros. And it's also important to note this, because if you see a project that looks really great, the person's super detailed, they already have a deadline, it's definitely going to happen, their budget's big, that kind of quote usually goes really quickly, which is why it's important to have templates. So to get to your templates, you're going to want to go back to the settings. You go here to quote templates. And you'll see that I have 4 different quote templates. So all of my templates based on the service that they're providing. So you'll see here app, email marketing / digital marketing, web development / design, and low-end web development / design. So I'll go through this template, which is web development and design, because I use it the most frequently. So here it says total price. Usually it's really difficult to tell what the total price will be in actuality for a project. Most basic websites, I would say average or start around $5,000. So I use that just to make sure that the person understands how much of an investment a website is. It's a large investment, and I want to work with people who understand that. So I use that as my number when I'm quoting people. And then I'll say hi, first name, that populates automatically. I hope you're having a nice day. I think it's good to start off with something positive. My name is Jacqueline. So introduce yourself, because again, they're online and they want to feel like they know you. And I'm a web designer, developer, and entrepreneur based in New York City. Before starting my firm, there you can list some of your credentials. So I say, I graduated from Columbia and worked for Google. I explain what I did at Google because it's a reputable firm. And then you can explain things, whatever is unique to you. And then I write, I now work with a team of talented front-end and back-end coders who are creative, savvy about business, and use the best practices possible in coding. So there you should, again, either explain your strengths or explain your team's strengths, depending on whether you're a freelancer or you have a more developed business. And then immediately hit to the point of, I would love to help you with your project. Let's set up a time to talk. Because you want to give people action. You want them to say, okay, let's talk now, or okay, let's talk on Tuesday. Because when they first see this quote, there isn't really a high possibility that they'll come back to it multiple times, or that they'll even connect with you unless you make a connection right away. And then I try to explain why we should get on the phone right now. I say, I need to learn more about you, your needs, and your goals before I can give you a certain price point or timeline. Feel free to call me and put your number again, or send me some times you're available. Again, hey, let's talk. And then I give my online portfolio, and I put a few services that are usually included in packages that I provide, which is something people are usually curious about on Thumbtack. They'll ask, well, what do I get for your price? So that's a good thing to put in the template as well. And then you can sign off and again, put your number and your email address because you want it to be really easily accessible by people. You don't want them to have to go searching for it and to give up. You want them to be able to contact you. And then I tailored this kind of basic structure and the rest of the templates. And then I use this template and tailor it a little bit for each of the other templates that I have, which makes it easier. So the last most important thing I will teach you about Thumbtack is about following up and actually acquiring a customer. So it can be really demoralizing when you're spending hundreds of dollars on Thumbtack quoting to people and no one's responding. So I would really encourage you to be resilient. You're not losing money. You're really putting yourself out there, and you're going to have someone answer eventually if you keep working at it. So what I usually do to follow up is I go to my sent box. So if you click on sent here, I go through each person and I write them a follow-up note until they respond, or until it's been like 3 months since I sent them a quote and there's probably little chance that they'll respond. I follow up even though the person hasn't said anything. I quoted them yesterday at 3 p.m. and now it's been nearly a day. And then I followed up immediately and said, hi, Gura, I hope you're doing well. I would love to hear more about your project so that I can give you a much better proposal and quote. When are you free to talk? And I'll send another follow-up probably tomorrow. And what this does is it sends an email to their account that tells them they have a new message on Thumbtack. So this might spark something in their mind that makes them remember that they have a web project to do, or they have any project to do, or a service that they're looking for. And they might get back on Thumbtack and message you because you've been following up with them and the other 4 pros have not. So that is a really great tactic. Also, if you download the Thumbtack Pro app, which I encourage you to do, you'll get requests to your phone and you can send out quotes. What's even better is that Thumbtack sends you a notification every time someone views your quote. So if someone views my quote, I'll get a notification, and then I'll immediately try to follow up with them while they're on Thumbtack. No matter where I am, if I see on my phone, Karen has read your quote, I'll click on it and I'll say, "Hi, Karen, how are you? When are you free to talk?" And that's really powerful because I know Karen's on her computer and I know Karen is on Thumbtack. So she's over 9 times more likely to respond to me than if she wasn't on her computer and wasn't on Thumbtack. So that's a really great way to get people to respond and to start closing some deals on Thumbtack. I'll show you an example of this here. Yesterday, I was talking to a woman named Julianne in Utah, and she saw my quote minutes after I sent it, and I immediately sent a follow-up that says, "Hi, Julianne. I hope you're doing well. I'd love to talk to you and hear more about your project. When are you free? This way I can give you a much more accurate and specific quote." And she immediately said, "Do you have a few minutes right now?" Because she's thinking about this project right now. She's on Thumbtack. So you want to get someone while they're thinking about the project actively. And I say, "Sure, how can I reach you?" I gave her a call right away, and we had a great discussion. So I think that is probably the most important thing to do on Thumbtack, to be resilient, to always be on it, and to understand that it takes time and it takes a lot of dedication. You need to work on it all of the time. People request things at weird hours on weekends and holidays, so it's really a great tool if you put your mind to it. Thank you for tuning into my channel. I hope that was helpful. Please let me know in the comment area if you have any more questions about Thumbtack or about business in general, and hit subscribe if you'd like to see more. Thanks.
Hello, I'm Meatbox, and this is how I grow $10,000 into millions of dollars. Big crazy.